Hello team, welcome back to V Project UK. In today's video we're going to be taking a look at the Flex PXE 80 10.8 cordless polisher. So let's start the video. So the first thing to mention is that there's two options when buying this polisher. The first option is to buy the unit only. When you buy the unit only, what you'll get is the actual polisher itself, the carry case, and Flex actually class this plastic insert where everything sits as an item which comes with the unit only. So that's the first option, polisher, insert and box. The second option, as you see here, is to buy the whole set. And in the set you'll get the polisher, you'll get the smart charger, you'll get two 10.8 volt batteries, you'll get all your attachments, which we'll explain as the video goes. So you've got your rotary attachment, you'll have your 3mm dual action attachment, 12mm dual action attachment, and aside from the unit you'll also get your backing plates. So you'll get a 1-inch hook and loop backing plate, which is going to be used for most of the time. You'll also get a 1-inch adhesive based 1-inch backing plate, which is quite rare these days. Most people just use the hook and loop, so you'll probably not use this one too much. And you'll also get a 3-inch backing plate as well. And as I said, we'll go into more detail about everything as the video goes along. So those are your two options. So if you've seen previous videos of ours, you will know that most of the videos we've done, we've used the APS Pro Plus using the 3-inch backing plate attachment when we're doing videos with 3-inch plates. This is because we wanted to have a consistency of results in our videos, and one of the ways to do that is to consistently use the same polisher. Another reason we've done that is we wanted to show that to get professional results you don't have to spend too much money on machines, and intermediate or entry machines such as the APS Pro Plus can actually be enough to give you professional results. However, if you've done machine polishing in the past or you're getting into machine polishing, you will know that using a machine polisher like this, which will allow you to have a 6-inch, a 5-inch or a 3-inch backing plate, will allow you to get most of the vehicle done. However, to get all of the vehicle done, you do need a polisher which will have smaller pads such as 1-inch, 2-inch and a 3-inch. If you have a smaller machine, it will allow you to get into smaller areas of the vehicle. And this is where the Flex comes in, and we'll explain a little bit about that right now. So the first and most obvious thing to mention about this machine is the fact that it's cordless. If you're in any doubt as to whether cords cause damage on the vehicle when you're going around the vehicle machine polishing, don't be any doubt. Basically, it does cause damage. We've tested it when we're doing vehicles to see if any damage is caused by the rubber cord, which you would think it wouldn't because it is just rubber, but it does cause a lot of hazing and marring on paintwork. And if you've done machine polishing before, or you're getting into machine polishing, you will know that having a cord, just like any power tool, really hinders the maneuverability of a machine, because you've always got that cord pulling and snagging, and you're also constantly worried about that cord coming into contact with your vehicle, which means there's something else to think about whilst you're actually doing machine polishing. Whereas having a cordless machine negates the need to worry about that because there is no cord, and there's much less chance of you causing damage to the paint surface. So that is the first and most obvious thing. Now, in terms of the actual unit itself, basically you've got loads of venting at the back, you've got loads of venting at the front. And what happens when you're using this machine is that it actually vents the air away from the user, which is a nice little touch that Flex have thought about when building this machine. Sometimes machine polishers can blow air in the direction of the user, and it sometimes can be a bit uncomfortable if you're quite close to the machine polisher. So that is a nice little touch when Flex designed this machine. So looking around the machine, you've got the switch there itself, which turns the machine on and off. I've got to say this switch took a little bit of getting used to, because when you actually try to turn the machine on, you have to actually do like a rolling action to actually get the switch to stay where it needs to be. And if you try rolling it at the top, it doesn't actually work. You have to actually switch it right from the back and then roll it down for it to stay. However, the release action is very easy, so that can take a little bit of getting used to. At the top of the machine, you've got the speed of the machine itself, and you just increase or decrease pressing these buttons, which I'll show you in a second. And Flex have quite kindly put a sticker on the bottom showing you just how much revs per minute each one has. So you've got 4 cycles, and each cycle will show exactly the RPMs when you're actually in those modes. And to change the actual attachments themselves, you just pull the shroud back and attach the attachments, and I'll show you that in a second as well. Before I move on, I just want to touch on the battery. You get 2 batteries. They're both 2.5 amp, 10.8 volt, which is more than powerful enough for this machine. They come with a really nice cover for the actual contacts themselves. So you take the cover off and attach the battery. It's very simple. You just slide it in. It is a really nice, tight, snug fit, and you get a really satisfying click, so you know that it is attached. And the battery itself has a power indicator on it, so you know exactly how much power you've got. The batteries will last about 40 to 45 minutes, and conveniently they'll take about 40 to 45 minutes to charge in the smart charger. So basically, by the time you've run out of power on one, which is quite hard to do because when you're going around a vehicle with a 3-inch polisher, you're generally only going to be doing the intricate parts. And I found by using this machine that basically 45 minutes is such a long time. However, if you do run out of power, you can put the battery in the charger, use the second battery for 45 minutes. It takes 45 minutes to charge, or up to, which means you're never going to run out of power. So again, a nice little touch from Flex. They've really thought about power and the usage of this machine. Another thing I'll mention is that the build quality of this thing is just amazing. It's really solid. You can tell they've used really good materials. There's no squeaks, there's no rattles, everything fits amazingly, and it feels really good in the hand to use. They've also, with the battery attached, got a really good balance to the machine. I mean, as you can see, hopefully, just by using 2 fingers, I could very easily balance the machine on my 2 fingers. And that again helps when you're going around the machine. Because this is so small, you do find you maneuver the machine quite a lot. And generally, I will find that I'm holding the battery more than holding the actual unit itself, because this gives us really good maneuverability around the vehicle. So I'm just going to talk about the attachments and we'll go through that now. One of the biggest advantages of this machine is the fact that you can go from a rotary to a dual action machine within seconds, and changing these attachments is super easy, super straightforward. All you would need to do is pull back the shroud, this bit here, which just goes up and down, and it is really a simple case of just putting your attachment in, and that is it. So you now have a rotary machine. To release, you just pull the shroud up again, pull it out, and you're done. Same thing with the dual action attachments. You just pull the shroud up, attach the unit, release, and there you go. You've now got a dual action machine. It really is as simple as that. So you literally go from a dual action machine to a rotary machine within a matter of seconds. Now, what we found with this machine is actually easier to attach the backing plates and the pads before you put the attachments in. So for example, if you've got the rotary attachment, what Flex have done, again, they've really thought about this. They've put the screw thread on here really thick, which means you don't have to twist it too many times to get it on. So they've all got screw threads on them, and literally within a case of 5 or 6 turns, the attachment is now on. And that will then allow you to attach a pad. This is a 1-inch UltraFine pad going on the 1-inch backing plate. And there you have a rotary attachment. Same with the dual action. Really straightforward, 3-inch backing plate, screw thread. Within 5 or 6 turns, that's now on. You attach your pad. This is a Rupes yellow fine pad. And that's it, you're good to go. So literally within seconds, I've now got a rotary attachment and a dual action attachment ready to go. In the machine, pull the shroud back, slide it in, and you're good to go. If you want to now change to a dual action, again, shroud back, release, in goes the new attachment, And there you go, within seconds I now have a 3-inch 12mm dual action machine. That is probably one of the biggest advantages of this machine, is that you have all the different functionality and it's super easy to change between them. Now I'm just going to talk about the various attachments, because you've got, as I said earlier, you've got the rotary attachment, you've got 3mm dual action attachment, and this 12mm dual action attachment. And I'm just going to go through the advantages and disadvantages of those three right now. So here's the polisher with a 1-inch rotary attachment with your Eurofiber 1-inch pad. Again, shroud back, in she goes, and that's it, you're attached. Now, as mentioned before, what you can do is actually adjust the speed of the machine by pressing these buttons. And it really is as simple as that. So whilst you're actually working, the buttons are really conveniently placed. So as you're machine polishing, you can actually change the speed as you're going. Again, a really nice touch from Flex. So what we find with the 1-inch rotary attachment is that the machine is super powerful. I'm going to demonstrate that on here now, just add a little bit of water. And you will see, and that's the reason that you always attach a marker to the backing plate so you can see the rotation. What we find is that the machine is so powerful that when we've got a 1-inch attachment, literally speed 1 is all you need, which works out to 2000 revs per minute. And you'll see what we mean. You can see by just using that speed on 1, the attachment is spinning more than freely, and that's literally all you would need for the 1-inch attachment. So I'm just going to change to the 3-inch attachment and we'll see how that performs as well. So this is now the 3-inch attachment on the 12mm dual action attachment, and this also performs really well. Again, we're on speed setting 1 at the moment. I'm just going to go to speed setting 2. And again, you will see that you've got some really good rotation looking at that marker. This is speed setting 1, which again for most things is more than powerful enough. 2, 3, and 4. Generally we find speed 2, which is this what on now, and speed 1 is enough to do correction. And I'm not putting any weight at all. And on speed 2, it's quite hard to stall the machine. So again, with the 3mm pad, 3mm backing plate attachment, sorry, 3-inch I should say, with the 12mm attachment, the machine is super powerful. So what we've got here now is a 3mm dual action attachment with a 1-inch backing plate, and you've got a 1-inch Eurofiber pad on there. So I'll insert that into the machine. And this is basically the only time the machine actually falls down. For some reason, it just doesn't like the 3-inch or 3mm dual action insert. It really struggles unless you've got the power turned all the way up. So what I'm going to do is just turn the power down all the way to 1, as you can see. And just keep an eye on the rotation of the actual plate itself. And this is why it's so important to have a marker so you can see what the actual pad is doing. So just keep an eye on the actual revolutions, and you'll see it's not doing hardly anything, and that's on speed setting 1. So if I go to speed setting 2, again not much. Speed setting 3, you start to get some movement, and it's on speed setting 4 where you actually get some revolutions. So I don't know whether that's something to do with the machine, the motor, or how Flex actually built it, but what we find is that the actual 3mm dual action attachment only works on 1mm pads, sorry, 1-inch pads, and it only works if you've got the power turned right up to 4. So generally we don't use a 3mm dual action insert because it just doesn't work on this machine. So that's the only downside of this machine that we found so far. Something else to mention, following on from the theme of the 3mm dual action attachment, is that the 3-inch backing plate, which comes with the unit, doesn't allow it to be fitted to the actual rotary attachment, because if you can see inside the rotary attachment there's actually a little pin, and the 3-inch backing plate does not have a hole where the actual unit would screw in, which means this does not allow you to screw it in to the actual 3-inch backing plate. So the only other thing you don't have the option of is having a 3-inch machine on a rotary attachment. You generally, having already discussed the limitations and shown you the limitations of the 3mm backing plate, which really doesn't work with the 3-inch plate, only have the option of connecting it to the 12mm dual action attachment, which is absolutely fine, because to be honest, a 3mm throw is really small anyway, and I really can't see when you would use this, to be honest. I mean, we don't use this at all. We generally only use the rotary attachment or the 12mm dual action attachment, and for the 3-inch plate, the 12mm throw is absolutely perfect. Detailer's top tip. A company called APS actually makes a 2-inch backing plate for the Flex machine, and the actual hole has been milled out, which means you can actually connect the rotary attachment to a 2-inch backing plate. So that then means your machine will allow you to have a 1-inch, a 2-inch and a 3-inch function, because they work really well. This is really lightweight, it's aluminium and rubber, hook and loop again, and this works absolutely fantastically on the machine itself. And as mentioned, it will then allow you to connect the rotary attachment, so you have a 2-inch rotary function, and it will also allow you to connect to the dual action attachments as well. So this gives you really great flexibility and various options when machine polishing your paint. Another item that APS do, again really high quality, milled from aluminium, super lightweight, really good build quality, is an extender. So what that will then allow you to do is extend the attachment that comes with the Flex machine. So now you can actually get into much more intricate areas on the actual machine itself and on your vehicle. So again, an excellent addition. Another item that APS do is this item here. What this will allow you to do, unscrewing the top bit, is attach some foam conical pads to the actual polisher itself as well. And it really is as simple as unscrewing the top bit, screwing these in, and then you now have an attachment which allows you to get into more intricate areas such as grills or door handle recesses. And again, this will attach onto the actual rotary attachment itself, and just attach that to the machine, and you can now get into some really intricate areas, which is fantastic. And again, using the extender, if you had to extend it even further, they've really thought about this. If you had to, you could even extend that even further to get into some real deep areas, which again is absolutely fantastic. And because these are super lightweight, really high quality, they don't affect the actual torque of the motor in the unit itself. So again, detailer's top tip, we'd highly recommend these as well. These cost about £10 each, including the actual 2-inch backing plate, but in my opinion, they're well worth having. So in summary, this is an absolutely fantastic machine and an absolutely fantastic system to have in your detailing arsenal. It just makes everything so straightforward when it comes to correcting the finer areas on your vehicle. You can easily go from the 1-inch, 2-inch or 3-inch backing plates. You can go from your rotary mode to your dual action mode in seconds. The machine is super build quality, the batteries are fantastic and they last ages. The charging system is great because while the battery is being charged, you can use a second battery, which means you never run out of power. And also, if you register the machine within 30 days of purchase, you actually get a 3-year warranty, which means you'll have years of trouble-free use. Also, coupled to the fact that the pads are readily available from Rupes and also from UltraFine, you can get the 1-inch, 2-inch or 3-inch pads, which are super quick to change over. You can also get the conical pads, which means you can get into those intricate areas. It just makes this an absolutely brilliant system, which means you'll get most of your vehicle corrected as mentioned before. The only two limitations are that you cannot attach the rotary attachment to the 3-inch backing plate. However, as mentioned, if you buy the 2-inch APS backing plate, that will then give you the rotary mode. And also the 3mm dual action attachment doesn't work in our opinion. However, it's not a problem because 3mm is quite a small throw and we find we don't use it anyway. So, in summary, great system, definitely check it out. At the time of making this video, this machine is £380 in the UK, also $380 in the US, which means the conversion, it works out slightly cheaper in the US. However, when you consider the fact that this one machine will then negate the need to have 2 or 3 machines because you've got the 1-inch, 2-inch and 3-inch functionality in just one machine, it's actually not that bad value. And when coupled with the build quality and the usability, etc., it's actually a really good system to have. So, we hope you found this video useful. If you did, make sure you give us a thumbs up, make sure you subscribe, make sure you press the bell icon to get alerts for future videos, and make sure you check us out on Instagram. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.